Good morning, Room 12. Today we are closing out our final math chapter of the school year. We are focusing on reading a graph today and problem solving using the strategy use logical reasoning. Now, a graph is something that shows us the amount or number of an object that we have. So, in this graph, we have red counters and yellow counters. That is the title of our graph. The graph has two rows. The rows go across. The categories of the graph, which you can find on the bottom over here, are red counters in one category and yellow counters in the other category. You might be able to tell which color counter has more just by looking at the graph. Whichever side of the graph is longer has more, and whichever side of the graph is shorter has less. But let's count very carefully just to be sure. So we are looking for the side of the graph or the category of the graph that has more counters. Make a prediction without counting first. What side do we think has more? The red side or the yellow side? Let's find out. Let's count the red counters one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 red counters. Now, in order to compare and find out which category has more, we have to count the yellow counters on our graph. Let's count the yellow. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 yellow counters on our graph. So, which side has more? Right, the red counters have more than the yellow counters because 5 is greater than 4. And if we look using just our eyes, we can see that the red category is longer than the yellow. Great job reading that first graph. Let's do one more together and then you'll be on your own to work independently on your printed workbook pages or in your math notebook. Here is another graph, very similar to the one before. The title of this graph up here is Counter Colors. And the categories are red and yellow, just like before. So, we want to count for red how many counters there are. Count in your head and let's choose the number together that shows how many red counters there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 red counters, so I will choose and select the number 4. That matches. Now, let's count the counters on the yellow side of the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will select the number 6. Excellent. We can say, let's check our work. I think we did a fabulous job. We can say that there are less red counters than yellow counters. There are more yellow counters than red counters. We can see and observe with our eyes that the yellow side of the graph is longer than the red, and the red side is shorter than the yellow. I cannot wait to see what you apply in your work on your workbook pages today, and I cannot wait to talk more about graphs with you and learn a little bit more during our morning meeting. See you in a little while on Google Meets.